Agent second.
Okay, Agent. Be sure to type in your name or select it from the list. Then click on the start button.
That gong must be a key to figuring out Carmen's master plan. Carmen's trail is getting colder by the minute. And I'm getting colder too. What about you?
Thanks for your concern, but this time I'm prepared. Perhaps you've heard of Acme Standard Issue Heated Long Johns?
Okay. Oh, yes, I remember. Carmen always used to talk about her concerns for the environment.
Well, she's not very concerned about us, that's for sure. What is this?
It sure is a strange note. It makes me think it's got something to do with Carmen, though. It's so near her plaque on the wolf statue.
Good thinking, Jules. Let's hang on to it. Maybe it'll help us track down that fish gong. The envelope's empty, but what do you suppose this word means? Didn't I read in your Acme profile that you're a linguistics expert?
We all have our strengths, Hawkins, and I do try to pick up some language in my travels. Something tells me that's a Zulu word. I'll note it in my journal. But checking your database might help us find out where it's from.
No luck. Maybe we should check the spelling. Didn't I see that word written down?
Le Chateau Frontenac. It's one of Quebec City's most famous landmarks.
Yep, named for the first French governor of the city. It was built in 1893 by the Canadian Pacific Railway. My parents used to love staying there.
I seem to remember that Carmen hung out there too.
Canada's flag features a leaf from its most famous tree, the maple. Thick stone walls, steep copper roofs, axe-hewn beams. Man, they knew how to build houses back then.
Yeah, Quebec contains some of the continent's oldest buildings. In fact, the oldest street in Canada is in Lower Quebec.
This phone is out of order. Maybe it'll be fixed later. Did you know Quebec City is the only fortified city north of Mexico?
As a matter of fact, Wait a minute. I hear a car coming.
Well, hello, you two. Looks like my trail isn't the only thing that's gone cold. Don't you just love Quebec in the winter? You may as well give up, Acme agents, because you won't catch me. See you around.
Hey, that was... Chief! We need a Type 44F radar track on a speeding vehicle in the lower part of Quebec City. It's Carmen Sandiego!
There's nothing on our tracking scopes, Hawkins. Are you sure it was her?
Sure, I'm sure. She's given us the slip again. Ugh.
But I bet it won't be the last we see of Carmen. We need to keep on the trail of these stolen artifacts. I have a hunch that they'll lead us right to her. "80% of the people in Quebec have French ancestry."
So I guess that means I better check the translator in my database and brush up on my French. This is so weird. Did you know that South Africa has 3 capitals?
Their system of government was set up by the British.
But why 3? Isn't 1 enough?
Well, Cape Town is legislative, where they make laws. Pretoria is the administrative capital. And Bloemfontein is the judicial. You know, for their courts.
Cape Town is unbelievable.
I thought you'd like it here.
That flat mountain over there must be Table Mountain, right?
Yeah. For hundreds of years, it's been a landmark for sailors rounding the southern coast of Africa.
The waterfront looks like a good place to sniff out some clues. The sort of place Carmen Sandiego might hang out.
Cape Town's harbor allowed the city to become an important shipping and trading center. Among other things, South Africa exports gold, diamonds, minerals, and wool.
Gold and diamonds, huh? No wonder Carmen Sandiego likes to hang out here.
Cape Town's harbor allowed the city to become an important shipping and trading center. Among other things, South Africa exports gold, diamonds, minerals, and wool.
Gold and diamonds, huh? No wonder Carmen Sandiego likes to hang out here.
The Victoria and Alfred waterfront here is a really popular destination for tourists and Cape Townians alike. It has tons of shops and restaurants.
Just the sort of place for a vile agent to disappear into the crowd.
Nelson Mandela gave his historic address the day before he was inaugurated as South Africa's first black president in 1994, right here at the Cape Town City Hall.
He'll call you at the phone booth near the Chateau Frontenac. 7:00 p.m. Be there.
That's Carmen Sandiego. I know it. We gotta break the door down.
Hold on, Hawkins. You have no idea what you might be walking into. It might be a trap. Write down the message, but don't touch that door. We may hear something else important.
Well, at least let's try to intercept that call. Chief, we'll be needing an Acme XM1 tracking device.
Good thinking, Hawkins. The Acme headquarters in Cape Town can give you what you need. Head for the electronics store on the waterfront.
Will do, Chief. Wait a minute. What's that?
It's Carmen.
What did I tell you? Chief, we spotted her again. Chopper heading north from Cape Town waterfront.
Roger that, Hawkins. We'll try and follow her on our scopes.
Man, one of these days. What were you thinking, Jules? Did you want her to get away?
Well, maybe it's just as well she did. I'm counting on her leading us to something a lot bigger than we can imagine.
She's just playing games with us. I can't wait to see her safely behind bars.
Unfortunately, Hawkins, it may not be anytime soon. Her helicopter mysteriously disappeared from our radar somewhere north of Table Mountain. Keep following her trail. Finding that Moko Gong is critical to figuring out what Carmen Sandiego is really up.
Maybe this message can help. Put it in your clue storage. I'm making a note of it in my journal.
No luck. Maybe we should check the spelling. Didn't I see that?
Kruger National Park is a world-famous game reserve. I'd love to see it. Carmen was always talking about it.
Look, a lecture on Shaka. He was king of the Zulus during the early 1800s, revolutionizing warfare in South Africa with his ideas on encircling the enemy.
Wish he was still around. He could give us a few tips on how to encircle Carmen.
That's the world's largest gold field, covering about 1,000 square miles. Incredible.
Look, at the top of the carousel, That symbol again. Carmen loves these kinds of puzzles. This has got to be something we need to complete, but I don't think we have all the pieces yet.
According to my briefing, this is a secret Acme field office. The Acme XM1 call tracking device. No successful agent should ever be without one. I'll make room for this in my vest for sure. They're not here anymore. I knew we should have broken down that door when we had the chance. They're not here anymore. I knew we should have broken down that door when we had the chance. Can't wait to land.
I hope heading to the city will help us catch Carmen. All right, let's skip the tourist stuff and get to work.
Agent Shadow Hawkins checking in. 6:59 p.m. and 41 seconds. Right on time. Special Acme tracking device XM1 is ready. Now, why doesn't that phone ring?
Patience, partner. Just be sure to activate your device when it does ring.
Okay, tracking device on.
Vial X77 code 33B. The Golden Lion will not walk. Instead, it will sail in tonight.
I got it down, but what does it mean? It obviously must have been meant for some Vial agent. Could sailing in mean a boat? But which harbor would it be sailing into?
Well, the tracking device indicates that the call was placed from the banks of the Seine River. The database will help in locating the spot to travel to.
The banks of the Seine? I've been there. It's where the painters and booksellers hang out. Let's get out of here before one of Carmen's henchmen shows up. Have you ever been to Paris before?
No. Always wanted to, though. What about you?
Carmen introduced me to the city when I was a rookie. France is the biggest country in Western Europe. And you know what's amazing? 16% of the people of France live in Paris.
Wow, so this is Paris. I can't believe that I've never visited the capital of France before.
Yeah, well, the locals pronounce it Paris. Carmen's conducted a lot of criminal activity here in the past. We need to be careful.
Okay, Mademoiselle Carmen Sandiego. If you're here, we'll track you down. Paris has tons of outdoor cafes. Think we'll see any famous writers penning the next masterpiece of literature?
Maybe. Poets, artists, and others used to spend hours in these cafes writing and philosophizing. But nowadays, I think people are more interested in a different art form. World-famous French cuisine.
Magnifique!
These would be wonderful places to see if I weren't so intent on catching Carmen to restore my standing in Acme once and for all.
Let's go after him! He's guilty of something!
Hold on, Hawkins. You have perfected the art of jumping to conclusions. Chief, does Acme have any other agents in the area? We've got a suspect on the left bank of the Seine across from the Notre Dame Cathedral.
We've got 2 agents nearby. I'll notify them immediately. Any idea as to who it may be?
Not sure. He left a painting that we're going to check out. It may be a clue in finding that gong.
A painting? So what? Let's get after that thief.
Don't you see something familiar about it?
There's that wheel design again.
This painting doesn't look like a city in France. Where is this place?
Hey, Jules, don't get discouraged. That's where what you call my toys come in handy. Clue analyzer ready. It's a street in Jerusalem. Not bad for a toy, is it?
Pretty impressive, rookie.
No luck. Maybe we should check the spelling. Didn't I see that word? No luck. Maybe we should check the spelling. No luck. Maybe we should check the spelling.
I've got lots of great books here.
So many famous French painters. What an inspiration.
You mean Monet, Gauguin, Renoir, Matisse?
Not bad, Hawkins. I'm impressed. The Seine is not the longest river in France, but it flows right through the heart of Paris and eventually ends up at the English Channel. We're on the left bank of the Seine, Rive Gauche, a section of the city famous for the arts. Paris was founded more than 2,000 years ago. Now, more than 2 million people live here.
Perfect place for a thief like Carmen Sandiego to pass unnoticed.
Notre Dame Cathedral is one of the finest examples of Gothic architecture in the world and is around 800 years old.
Look, look! I think I spotted the hunchback! Wait! No, I guess not.
Very funny, Hawkins. Actually, Victor Hugo's The Hunchback of Notre Dame is one of my favorite novels.
The Eiffel Tower was the world's tallest structure when it was constructed for the 1889 Universal Exposition.
984 feet tall, and still the most famous landmark in Paris. There's a picture of Carmen and me nabbing a criminal in front of it that's hanging in the Acme office here in Paris. This is really interesting. I didn't know Carmen had donated money to the Sorbonne, one of Europe's most important universities. She always was interested in ancient civilizations. I'm going to note this in my journal. Every time I see this design, there's some link to Carmen Sandiego.
Yeah, I'm starting to think you're right about that. What does this thing say?
A receipt. Something to do with a book. And La Dame Rouge.
The Red Lady? Oh, we've got to find the shop this book came from.
We're looking for a book, La Dame Rouge. Do you have it?
La Dame Rouge, you say? The Red Lady. Yes, yes, I have that book. I was to hold it until someone requested it by name. I have not even opened it. Here, take it.
It's been hollowed out, and look, another animal. What do you think?
I don't know. But with a title like La Dame Rouge, I have to think Carmen's involved somehow.
Yeah, we'll keep this for sure. I've always wanted to visit Israel. What an incredible history.
The State of Israel was created in 1948. Before that, it had been called Palestine. The capital, Jerusalem, is a fascinating city with a real mix of old and new. So, back in Jerusalem, the capital of Israel, Christian, Muslim, and Jewish people all consider this holy ground. I remember getting some excellent falafel last time I was here.
Isn't that made from ground chickpeas? A burger would be more up my alley. Speaking of alleys, you know, it feels like these walls have eyes.
Carmen could be here watching our every move. Let's find out.
Attention, Vial Agent X-77. All pieces are secure. I've placed the lock device near Victoria and Alfred. Make sure the Moko is hidden in security area Q3. Red Lady over and out.
Score! Another vile message from the Carmen Sandiego. It sounds like the Moko gong is being stashed somewhere. If only we knew where security area Q3 was.
We'll have to think like Carmen in order to follow her trail. Now, what did she mean by Victoria and Alfred? Those names sound familiar. I'd better note them in my journal. Wow, if these old walls could talk.
No kidding. Thousands upon thousands of years of different peoples and cultures leaving their mark here. Egyptians, Romans, Arabs, Crusaders, Turks. Another one.
That painting led us here. And you were actually right about the painter being guilty of something.
That must mean you think we ought to hang on to this. I'll put it in my digital clue storage device. I've read that South Africa was the richest nation in Africa, but I didn't realize that it produces 1/3 of the world's gold.
Uh-huh. And did you know that the largest diamond ever found was discovered in South Africa? 3,106 carats.
No wonder Carmen likes it here. Cape of Good Hope. Well, maybe there's hope of finding Carmen Sandiego in South Africa.
Cape Town is a key port city of South Africa. Keep alert. Carmen could sail right by us at any moment. Okay, Chief. We found a yacht. The Golden Lion. Do you have any info on it?
Registered to one Vincent Ian Lee Edwards. Nothing suspicious so far. Wait a minute. His initials. V-I-L-E. Vile. You're obviously on the right track. Be careful. Chief over and out.
Okay, Hawkins. We better check this out quickly. Who knows when the owner of the boat will be back?
Okay. I know what I'm doing. Acme Procedure C4. Commencing clandestine search procedure. What is she up to?
I don't know. But it was Carmen who led us to this boat. So I think we better hang on to it.
You're right about that. Let's keep it. This notebook records the latitude and longitude of everywhere this boat has been.
Really? Where did it sail from?
The Indonesian islands, just south of Thailand near the Indian Ocean. They used to be called the Dutch East Indies. Did you know there are more than 13,000 of them?
Thank you, Hawkins. If this detective gig doesn't work out, you'd make a great tour guide.
No luck. Maybe we should check the spelling. Didn't I see that word written down somewhere?
Did you know that Indonesia is the world's largest archipelago?
Archipelago? What's that? Like the world's largest unaccompanied singing group?
I think you're thinking of a cappella. Are you kidding me?
Don't forget, I graduated top of my class too, Jules. An archipelago is an island chain.
You were scaring me there for a minute.
Don't they have Komodo dragons in the Republic of Indonesia? If I were the world's largest living reptile, there are prettier places to live on these islands than this cave.
Hawkins, detective work isn't always glamorous. You've got to follow the clues wherever they lead. There's been vile activity detected near this cave, so we need to check it out. Anyhow, don't tell me you're concerned about a 10-foot lizard.
No, I'm not scared.
Yeah, right. Let's get to searching these caves.
Another one. What do you think it means?
I don't know. But the way Carmen works, we shouldn't discount anything we find.
You know, Jules, I'm starting to think that you may be right about these things. We should look at all the clues in my clue storage so we can figure out our next step.
Isn't that Acme vest uncomfortable to sleep in?
I don't really think about it. I kind of think it makes me look like an action figure.
Ready for action. That's definitely you.
I wonder what clues we'll uncover here. A key! This has got to be the key to where that Moko fish gong is hidden.
You know, I've been looking into the history of the Moko. I guess those types of wooden fish gongs were struck to bring someone meditating back to full awareness, since it was believed that fish never slept. Interesting, huh?
Well, speaking of never sleeping, it doesn't look like we're going to get any rest until we figure out what this key is for. So, did you ever do any parachuting when you were at the academy?
Captain of the skydiving team. Let's start looking around. We could learn a lot.
There it is, and hey, we're right back where we started. Carmen Sandiego really did take us around in circles, and somehow I'm starting to think she's doing it on purpose.
Yeah, and I'm starting to suspect that this is not a series of unique cases, but one big overarching plan of Carmen's.
Jules, I've confirmed that your suspicions are right as usual. Every item you've recovered so far is missing a gem. Look closely at that gong, and I'll bet you'll notice a spot for a missing gem as well.
Roger that, Chief. I'm sketching it right now, and there's a hollowed-out spot right in the center of the wheel design. I wonder why Carmen's keeping the gems. And what about the link between that explorer and the wheel design?
Hang on, agents. I've just received word that yet another item's been stolen. This time it's a priceless Senate game table from ancient Egypt. The museum in Cairo is very concerned. A vile agent's been spotted hanging out near the Sphinx. You're on your way to Egypt. This may be your chance to finally start putting all the pieces together.
The ancient Egyptian game of Senate. That table's probably over 3,000 years old.
We're on it, Chief. And this time, I'm not playing any merry-go-round games with Carmen Sandiego. I'm bringing her in.
You're not going to be able to do it alone, Hawkins. It'll take teamwork to catch Carmen Sandiego. Remember, there's good reason I've paired the two of you together.
Where were we?
We were looking for some clues. I'm looking forward to getting some Egyptian food. Doesn't fool sound yummy?
You don't have to call me a fool just because I don't know about Egyptian food.
I'm not calling you a fool. Ful is a dish made from fava beans. Egyptians eat it more than any other food.
I guess there's little hope for finding a nice juicy steak then, isn't there?
It's pretty incredible to think that Egypt was ruled by the pharaohs for like 2,500 years.
Like Pharaoh Fawcett. In the original Charlie's Angels?
Right, Hawkins. Wow, look at how huge the Great Sphinx is.
Impressive. Do you remember whether pharaohs were actually kings, or did they get elected by a council?
That sounds like a piece of information that you'd find in that database of yours.